welcome to another sleepy stream. We got some other stuff we're going to be doing today, though, because I know you guys heard about the surah platform. Everybody's talking about these surahs, and we're not talking about surahs like the ayahs from the Quran. Today, we are talking about the surahs like the AI generated type videos, similar to like what you see on the screen, but it's way more advanced. Are you ready for some advanced AI intelligence? Are you ready to find out what's going on in the world on a regular basis? Are you guys really prepared? Because I gotta get my other stream set up, and then we're gonna be going all the way in. We're gonna be going in like your daddy went in on your mama. And if you don't know, now you know. So we're going to start off with letting this John read to you while I start setting everything up on the other end. I'm going to enjoy your news, guys. Enjoy your news.
Oregon challenges Trump administration's deployment of California National Guard to Portland. By Lauren Mascarenhas, Amanda Musa, Danya Gaynor. Updated 23 minutes ago. President Trump ordered 300 California. The state of Oregon is challenging the Trump administration's deployment of the California National Guard to Portland after a judge had temporarily paused the plan to use the Oregon National Guard, the state's attorney general said Sunday. What was unlawful with the Oregon National Guard is unlawful with the California National Guard, Attorney General Dan Rayfield said in a news conference. The judge's order was not some minor procedural point for the president to work around like my 14-year-old does when he doesn't like my answers. The state amended its original complaint in federal district court and filed a second temporary restraining order to pause the president's actions. In response to the amended complaint, White House spokesperson Abigail Jackson said in a statement, "The facts haven't changed. President Trump exercised his lawful authority to protect federal assets and personnel in Portland following violent riots and attacks on law enforcement." About 100 California National Guard troops have already arrived in Oregon and more are on the way, Oregon Governor Tina Kotek said earlier Sunday. At the direction of the president, approximately 200 federalized members of the California National Guard are being reassigned from duty in the greater Los Angeles area to Portland, Oregon to support U.S. immigration and customs enforcement and other federal personnel performing official duties, including the enforcement of federal law, and to protect federal property, Pentagon spokesperson Sean Parnell said in a statement. U.S. District Judge Karen Immergut granted a temporary restraining order Saturday blocking President Donald Trump from sending the Oregon National Guard to Portland, the state's largest city, ruling that city and state officials are likely to succeed on their claim that the president exceeded his constitutional authority and violated the 10th Amendment in ordering the deployment. Kotek said the president's move to send troops from California appears to intentionally sidestep Immergut's ruling, which the Trump administration said it would appeal. There is no need for military intervention in Oregon. There is no insurrection in Portland. No threat to national security. Oregon is our home, not a military target, Kotek said in a statement Sunday. In recent weeks, Trump has ordered the deployment of federal troops in Democrat-led cities such as Chicago and Portland, arguing military deployments are necessary to protect federal immigration personnel and property amid violent protests carried out by domestic terrorists. The anarchy described by the president is strongly disputed by locals who say they don't want or need federal help. California Governor Gavin Newsom is planning to sue over the deployment of National Guard troops from his state, he said in a statement. This is a breathtaking abuse of the law and power, he said. The White House defended the president's orders in a statement earlier Sunday, saying Trump exercised his lawful authority to protect federal assets and personnel in Portland following violent riots and attacks on law enforcement. For once, Gavin Newsom should stand on the side of law-abiding citizens instead of violent criminals destroying Portland and cities across the country, Jackson said in an earlier emailed statement to CNN, misspelling the governor's name. CNN has reached out to the California National Guard for comment. While the deployment of California's National Guard is not technically a violation of Immergut's decision, because the order itself mentions only the Oregon National Guard, it's still unlawful, according to Elizabeth Goitian, a senior director of the liberal-leaning Brennan Center's Liberty and National Security Program. The reasoning in the judge's opinion leaves no doubt that what Trump is doing now is illegal, Goitian said. No litigant acting in good faith would have thought they were free to do something that so clearly violates the law under the court's ruling. The decision by Immergut, a Trump appointee, said the president appeared to have federalized the Oregon National Guard absent constitutional authority, and protests in Portland did not pose a danger of a rebellion. The judge said Oregon attorneys showed substantial evidence that the protests at the Portland ICE facility were not significantly violent leading up to the president's directive. While the judge noted that recent incidents cited by the Trump administration of protesters clashing with federal officers are inexcusable, she added they are nowhere near the type of incidents that cannot be handled by regular law enforcement forces. Immergut warned some of the arguments offered by the Trump administration risk blurring the line between civil and military federal power, to the detriment of this nation. Last month, a federal judge in California ruled the Trump administration broke the law when it deployed thousands of federalized National Guard soldiers and hundreds of Marines to suppress protests against ICE actions in Los Angeles. The decision barred troops from carrying out law enforcement in the state, but the White House has appealed the decision. Immergut, in her opinion, said incidents in Portland are categorically different from the violence seen in Los Angeles when the president federalized troops there. Neither outside the Portland ICE facility nor elsewhere in the city of Portland was there unlawful activity akin to what was occurring in Los Angeles leading up to June 7, 2025, the judge wrote. This story has been updated with additional information. Up next, Judge weighs.
But they never seem to give you the additional information at the time of the story update. I don't know, guys. I don't know, Chad. I'm just here to instruct you on what's going on. But we're going to start making some SOAR videos probably after the next news story. Because, I like to keep it going. I like to let you guys know what's going on in real time, too. We're going to undercover a lot over here. Undercover a lot.
Trump authorizes National Guard in Chicago as judge temporarily blocks his plan to deploy federal troops in Portland. By Karina Sui, Michelle Watson, Zoe Sotilli. Updated 37 minutes ago. A protester stands in the haze for May. The ongoing battle between the Trump administration and Democrat-led cities intensified this weekend, with the White House announcing authorization for hundreds of National Guard members to be sent to Chicago and a federal judge in Oregon hitting pause on the president's plan to deploy federal troops in Portland. Those developments came against the backdrop of continuing protests in Chicago and Portland against federal law enforcement carrying out President Donald Trump's sweeping immigration enforcement agenda. Trump and his administration have framed demonstrations in the two cities as violent protests carried out by domestic terrorists, arguing that military deployments are necessary to protect federal immigration personnel and property, despite state and city leaders' insistence that the protests have been largely peaceful and any violence has been easily dealt with by local law enforcement. Tension spiked in Chicago on Saturday when a U.S. Customs and Border Protection agent stepped out of his vehicle and shot 5 times at a woman in another vehicle, according to a charging complaint. The woman, a U.S. citizen, according to the Department of Homeland Security, had rammed her car into a federal law enforcement vehicle, the complaint claims. DHS said the woman is in FBI custody after being discharged from the hospital, and she and another person are now facing federal criminal charges in connection with the incident. Assistant DHS Secretary Tricia McLaughlin previously said law enforcement was forced to deploy their weapons and fire defensive shots at the woman. No law enforcement officers were seriously injured in the incident, she said. Video from Friday protests in Chicago and Portland showed heavily armed officers in military-style gear, many of them masked, using tear gas and other deterrents against protesters. In Brighton Park on the southwest side of Chicago Friday, protesters screamed, ran, and tried to shield themselves from tear gas, footage from Reuters shows. This is Brighton Park, this is not a war zone, one woman, visibly distressed, told a journalist. Masked U.S. Customs and Border Protection, CBP, agents stand behind a police line as residents of Chicago's Brighton Park neighborhood confront law enforcement Saturday. Octavio Jones/AFP, Getty Images. A woman is treated for exposure to tear gas after it was used by federal law enforcement agents in Brighton Park, on the southwest side of Chicago, on Saturday. Scott Olson/Getty Images. Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker accused Trump's administration of escalating tensions and provoking people to react. They're raiding neighborhoods where, instead of going after the bad guys, they're just picking up people who are brown and black and then checking their credentials, Pritzker said on CNN's State of the Union. They need to get out of Chicago if they're not going to focus on the worst of the worst, which is what the president said they were going to do, Pritzker said. They need to get the heck out. Here's the latest. Illinois governor says he was told to call up your troops or we will. On Saturday, the White House announced the president had authorized 300 members of the Illinois National
So we about to be in a whole different atmosphere right now, guys. I'm going to turn this down a little bit because we don't need it more for than the background music. And I want to turn this down a lot because I know this is going to get loud. But I know you guys been hearing about the Sora stuff and everything going on with the Sora. Now I want to see if you guys have any Sora suggestions, because I just been all over the place on here.
Yeah, count it up quick, rent past through. City been cold, but the suit still new. Colors loud when I slide through. Shout out WTFFN, you know the truth. Paint the block, suit looking like sky. Drums in the beat, got the ops going shy. Gold. Yeah, count it up quick, rent past through. City been cold.
Yeah, it's been all over the place.
Yeah, count it up quick, ran past through. City been cold, but the suit still new. Colors loud when I slide through. Shout out WTFFN, you know the truth. Painting the block, suit looking like sky. Drums in the beat, got the ops going shop. Yeah.
Where's the runner for table 7? This risotto's about to seize. I can't hold it any longer.
Chef, you okay? You look like you're about to blow a gasket.
I'm fine. I just need people to move.
How about a quick bathroom break? I'll keep an eye on the pan.
Where's the runner for...
Why she follow him in the bathroom, though? That's what I'm trying to figure out. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Why she follow him in the bathroom, though? And you don't know who him is. I am him. And then we got people making their own little edits and all that. It'd be crazy, guys. It'd be crazy.
Let's see what this does. Whoa, I'm a cartoon. And I'm floating. I'm flying. Shout out WTFFN. This is... Wow. Let's see what this does. Whoa, I'm a cartoon.
Nah. Well, we looking. We seeing what we can do with this. Nah, I went on another high-speed chase, guys.
Not losing them tonight. Come on, faster. Hold on. Yes! The fuck in. See you later.
And then it just sometimes wants to, like, read it out.
You finally awake?
We thought you'd sleep all day.
What time is it?
Almost 9. Sun's been up for hours.
It has problems doing multiple people in there. Like, and there's certain stuff I can't show y'all. But I think I can show y'all me fighting
bring the
animated
color. Ready to
Jake
get
Paul.
embarrassed, champ? I'm ready to win. Let's settle this. Then bring it. Ha! Take this. Not today. Still standing? Nice. I'm just told you I'd bring the color.
Yeah, we just been wilding out on this one, bro.
Our Alfredo brings everything to life. Give it a twirl so you can see how that sauce hugs every strand. Best part, right?
Well, teaches us how to cook his favorite. And let's see what they think my favorite recipe is. Alright. Now I'm going to start up another one. Goes on Space Adventure. And Venture. It's going to take a little bit before these load in, because, you know, you start loading up my band. But here's some other stuff I made that didn't work out right. Like this.
Ready for table 7? This risotto's about to seize. I can't hold it any longer.
Chef, you okay? You look like you're about to blow a gasket.
I'm fine. I just need people to
How
move.
about a quick bathroom break? I'll keep an eye on the pan.
In the middle of service?
2 minutes, go.
Fine.
Don't let it stay.
Ready for table 7? This risotto...
Yeah, this is a little all over the place, bro.
Dude, WTFFN. Stop scrolling. Stop scrolling. Make sure you sub for the spicy content, or you're a hoe and you got free access. Dude, WTFFN. Stop scrolling. Stop.
They said, oh, you a hoe, you got free access. Like, what? Oh, these ones be crazy, like.
What the fan?
I want it now.
Whoa. Okay.
They said, I want it now. Give it to me right now. Like, I'm asking you for it. Don't make me hold it. Some of these